Hey, everybody. So my name is Jared Barbic, and I'm a Fresno printmaker, and I've been doing art for, I don't know, since like 1995. But I never actually started to join a show or try to show art until relatively recently. Let's say maybe 7 years ago, or even less, maybe 6 or 5. And it was the fact that I didn't know how to do it, didn't know where to start, didn't know how to track what I was submitting, didn't know if my art was good enough. There was a lot of things that got in the way. But I want to dispel one myth for you today, which is when you have like the call, you find the art submission where they're asking for you to submit. Like, what do you do? What should be your first few steps just to get you going? So you can kind of get engaged in this, and hopefully it will be less daunting and you'll feel more confident about maybe taking the next step, which might be packaging your work and things like that. But at least I can guide you through the fundamentals of when you find the art call, when you see it on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, and you're kind of lost as to what's your first step. I'm going to guide you through that. So let's go ahead and take a trip down it. So let's imagine the screen you're looking at is for a call for printmaking. And I saw this posted on Facebook, and here we are. And I'm like, okay, is this going to be something good for me? The first step is to read the actual part, the title of it. Up here, you can see it's about the elements. I already know that that's going to be fire, water, land, or air. I'm going to read this piece right here. And it's going to be talking about those elements and their history in Chinese and Japanese culture, for the most part, in the ancient Greeks. But what I need to know is, what do they want from me? And it says right here, they're seeking artworks that reference the elements. And they want me to show my interpretation of what the elements can mean today, modern age. Okay, cool. I do works regarding whales, doing the vaquita, which is just another breed of dolphin. So I have some work that I think could fit because it's dealing with the water, and water is one of the elements, and my animals live in water. Cool. And if I was doing earth, I could also do animals that live on earth, rhinos, lions, whatever. That might work. And if I had a question, I would email them and say, hey, is it okay if I use an animal for this show, considering it lives on earth, or it lives in the air, or it flies, or it swims? So I first look at the actual call and say, does my art match? And for me, check, it does. Your first step is, when's it due? I have to submit by March 13th. I got 2 weeks and like 2 days, give or take, to get this done. The exhibition time and date. You can look up the juror to see if this juror is someone who's going to be for or against your work, your kind or style of art, and that's a good idea. But the bigger thing to focus on is, where do they work? This person works as a curatorial fellow at the Whitney in New York. Well, the Whitney is a really well-established art place. So that means that this juror is going to see your work, and this juror has the ability to really assess good work. So if you put your work in front of them, they might say it's great. So that's something to consider. I should put my work there because this person will see it. That might help me. I don't ever care about prizes. I don't try to enter shows for money. I don't care if I win anything. I care about just participating with other artists like me. Eligibility, this is important because most of these shows are not eligible if you're under 18. You got to be an adult because you have to sign off on some paperwork. You can see it's a juried show, which means that they're going to have a team of people that are going to basically say, we take these and we're not taking these art forms. It has to be 2D and 3D, including film or media. I do 2D work. We're good to go. All work must be original. I do that. You can't like reproduce work or take something from like Google and then like turn that in. It won't work. Then they tell you some size specs and weight. These are big. Ask yourself, are my works 6 feet by 6 feet? Ugh. For me, no, I'm good. And then I just have to make sure the submission fee. Am I okay paying this? It's going to be $35 for 3 images. To be honest with you, that's really reasonable. During the pandemic, prices have ballooned to like $65, which is unreasonable for a show. $35, totally reasonable. I would totally say this is a good show to submit to. They give you the person to contact. Like I was saying, if I didn't know if my work fits, email them. They're really quick. They'll get back to you and tell you yes or tell you no about what you're trying to do and if it's a good fit. When they offer you the full prospectus, the full rules list, you should open that up because it's also going to tell you how you ship it, how you receive it, what you have to pay for shipping, and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and probably do that in a second. But they give you a image. These are good to use when posting on social media if you get into the show. So I steal these images all the time. I'll download them and use them because they're very, very helpful. And then that's it. They give you some information, phone numbers, things like that, and addresses. But those right now, you guys, you don't need to worry about. So right now, the first thing I should do, and this is just my own, I need to take all this information and put it into a Word doc. That's going to help me keep track of every single thing. I can either copy all of this for the whole page, or I can go to the prospectus and I can open that up and copy all of that. Either way, you want to copy all of the information into a Word doc so that you can keep track of all the things like the due date, the payment, and so on and so forth. So I already have this. The prospectus looks like it's super long, but you can see it's because they have like directions for submitting online, like what you have to do, and all these different rules. That's important. So I can copy this, or I can just simply download it. For me, I'm going to go ahead and download this. I'm going to click that download button right up there, and it's going to download it to my computer. I'm going to keep the title the same. I might just put down show 2022, so I know. And I don't want it to go to my downloads. I want this to go to my desktop so I can find it easy. And I'm going to save it. And there we go. I will print that and I will show you in the next video what you need to do with that, okay? Because I will print that and there's like little boxes and check boxes I will put for each piece, each thing I need to do. So I will show you that, how to do that in the next part of the video. But right now, I just wanted to show you how to find the important information and how to understand some of this so that you can get started. I hope this is helpful. And then the next part, we'll go over how do you keep track of all the submission pieces as you go. I hope this was helpful for you and helping you understand how to look at a web page that has a call and break down the pieces to see if this is a good fit for you. Happy arting, happy inking, and I'll see you on the next one.